Now to the big royal story of the day. In just over a fortnight, Australian-born Princess Mary will become Queen of Denmark. This, of course, follows the shock abdication of Queen Margrethe during her New Year's Eve address. The 83-year-old announced that after 52 years on the Danish throne, she'll formally step down on January 14. Her eldest son, Prince Frederik, will become the new king, and his wife, Princess Mary from Hobart, will become Australia's first royal. Joining me now is royal expert Angela Levin. Angela, this is huge royal news, especially for us in Australia. But am I correct in saying there's not going to be an official coronation of Crown Prince Frederik like we saw for King Charles, or have I got that wrong?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but today's newspapers were saying there will be a formal ceremony, but it won't be as elaborate as King Charles's was. But it's very early here in the UK, and it's January 1, and I don't think people have sort of got to grips with what's actually happened and hearing the news quite late yesterday.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Times in the UK haven't got to grips with it, because check out this headline from their newspaper. It says, Danish Queen's surprise abdication hands torch to son and his Scottish wife. Scottish? Since when has Princess Mary been referred to as Scottish? She's an Aussie, Hobart born and bred.
Well, I think maybe somebody had too much champagne in the evening and didn't concentrate. But it also shows you that the Times is getting a bit not meticulous in what they do. But the newspapers that I've been through today, I've been through about 4 of them, and they've all been accurate about it all. So it's quite shameful of the Times, I agree.
Absolutely.
But it will be, I think it would be a lovely sort of rom-com, isn't it? The way they met, so she didn't know he was a prince, and they had, got on very well, and then they had to meet secretly. And she's very much loved, and I think she's much loved here because Princess Catherine gets on with her very well, because she too had a non-regal upbringing, so they have something very much in common.
Yeah, it's an absolute fairy tale, isn't it? Let's talk about the British royal family. Now, we know they all gather at Sandringham for Christmas, but do they do anything for New Year's, or is it just like the rest of us, they all go to bed early?
We don't know. Then it's quiet. There's no journalists up there, and it's not. The King and Queen went to church yesterday, and that's all we know about it. But some of the royal family stay longer because it's a wonderful place to be for children and so on. But that's not covered by the press.
I was interested at Christmas with Sarah Ferguson, the Duchess of York, being welcomed back into the fold and joining the family. Her former husband, Prince Andrew, was there, but he's still very much on the outer, isn't he?
Yes, he's very much on the outside, but King Charles has made obvious decision that there's a family relationship with him, and that what his work is for the country. He's not allowed to do anything. He's not allowed to go into any engagements. He can't be called HRH. So he is a member of the family. And Fergie, as she's known as, it was the first time in 32 years that she joined the family for Christmas. The late Duke of Edinburgh couldn't stand her and wouldn't let her come anywhere near it at Christmas, so she had to hire a little cottage nearby. But her children, it was upsetting for them that they didn't have their mother with them. But the Queen felt that, had conversations with her, chats, because she quite liked her. She quite liked her eccentricity, really. Last year she came just for the lunch. Queen Camilla is very obliging. She doesn't hold grudges. Right. And she felt it was about time that, she was drawn back into the family. She's been very supportive of her husband. She's been a very good mother. And so that happened last year. It obviously went very well. So this year she came and joined them to go to this morning service at church.
Well, Angela, tell me this. Fergie's been brought back into the fold, but speaking about people on the outer, Harry and Meghan, do you think they'll ever be brought back in?
I hope not, actually. I think they've been so horrendous to the royal family, and I fear that if they do come back, as Harry is alleged to want, Meghan does not. Just, I hope I never go to that country again, she said. But he might just take down chats and then sell it on to other people. The trouble is, you can't trust them. They also lie about things, and I think it's terrible. One of the papers I was reading this morning said they should go on. You know, they need money all the time. That go on. I'm a celebrity. Get me out of here. And I think they felt that that might be the best thing. But really, you know, there's making a few complaints, but you go on and on and on about it, and a lot of it was not true.
Angela, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. I know you're not a fan of Harry, but just supposing he was to be brought back in, what would it take for Prince Harry to be at a point where he'd be acceptable to the family?
Well, I wrote Prince Harry's biography in 2018. I spent 15 months with him, so I do know him well. So it's not that I don't like him, it's how he's changed. But first of all, he's got to apologise hugely, and he's also got to compromise, and he won't compromise. He keeps saying he wants the King and Prince William to apologise for things going right back to childhood, when William got 5 sausages, he got 4. You know, it's that sort of pettiness, as well as him feeling very badly dealt with. But, you know, if you want to bring back a family argument, you have to spend time. He can't rush here, stay for half an hour, then rush away. It takes weeks, months even. And of course, he's very much under Meghan's thumb. And he will listen to what she says, but he has to compromise. He has to be trusted, and he has to say he's sorry for the terrible things that he said about his father, his stepmother, and his brother and his sister-in-law, who he once said that, you know, she was the daughter, the sister he'd always wanted, but he, you know, he doesn't want to give an inch.